The universe had begun its expansion. The first star had fallen, but its children, the elements, were now scattered across the vastness of space. From the heart of its explosive death, they were sent to the far corners of the cosmos, each one destined to shape the realms of the future. But not all was peaceful in this new universe, for in the wake of creation came conflict, and in the hearts of some elements a tempest of emotions stirred. The universe was still young, and the balance between harmony and chaos had yet to be found. In the vast stretches of space, two opposing forces were about to collide. On one side were the alkali metals, the most reactive of the elemental children. They were young, eager, and brimming with potential. Sodium, with his brilliant electric energy, and potassium, with his fiery, impulsive nature, were always seeking to bond, to react, to release their explosive power. On the other side were the halogens, volatile, dangerous, and driven by a need to claim what wasn't theirs. Fluorine, the fiercest among them, was the most reactive of all, her very presence capable of overwhelming those around her. Chlorine followed close behind, her corrosive energy a constant threat to any who dared challenge her. These two groups, alkali metals and halogens, were born to react, and in their reactions, chaos would unfold. The elements were driven by their natures. The alkali metals, with their single outer electron, felt a desperate need to release their energy, to bond with others in violent reactions. It was their destiny to seek out those who could take what they wished to give. And the halogens, those hungry for more, were ready to take that energy, to absorb it and grow stronger. It was inevitable then that their paths would cross in a dramatic and dangerous clash. And so, in a distant corner of the universe, on the edge of the newly formed elemental realms, the battle of temperaments began. In the chaos of space, Sodium was the first to act. His electric energy surged outward, his power unstable, seeking release. Across the dark void, Fluorine sensed his approach. Her cold, sharp energy ignited as she prepared to take what she desired. She was relentless, her need to bond stronger than any other element in the universe. With a blinding flash, they collided. Sodium, eager to rid himself of his single electron, released it in a burst of energy. Fluorine absorbed it, her power growing, her form brightening as she consumed his gift. The reaction was violent, explosive, a storm of energy so fierce that it threatened to tear apart the fabric of the universe itself. But for a moment there was balance, for in that reaction they formed a bond, sodium fluoride, the first of many unions between their kind. But the balance was fleeting. Potassium, brash and impulsive, watched the reaction unfold, his own energy burning hotter with each passing moment. He couldn't stand idly by. He charged forward, his fire blazing across the void, ready to release his power upon the halogens, and waiting for him was chlorine. The clash between potassium and chlorine was even more violent than before. Potassium, with his intense energy, and chlorine, with her corrosive nature, reacted in a storm of chaos. The energy they released rippled across the universe, sending shockwaves through the stars. And as the reaction settled, potassium chloride was born, a new bond forged in the heat of battle. But these reactions, while powerful, were not without cost. The universe itself trembled as the alkali metals and halogens continued their battle. Every time they collided, a new bond was formed, but the energy released threatened to destabilize the delicate balance of creation. The very fabric of space was strained under the weight of their explosive reactions, and watching from a distance, a single figure observed the chaos. Hydrogen, the first element, the one who had been there from the beginning. He felt the pull of the universe's imbalance, the danger that the element's unchecked temperaments could unravel everything that had been built since the first star. Hydrogen, though the simplest of all elements, had learned much in his time. He had watched as stars were born, as the elements collided and separated. He knew that the universe needed balance, harmony between creation and destruction. Without that balance, all would be lost. But how could such balance be achieved when the elements themselves were driven by forces they could not control? The alkali metals with their need to react and the halogens with their hunger for power seemed destined to clash forever, each reaction more dangerous than the last. Hydrogen knew he could not act alone. The time would come when he would need to intervene, to bring the elements together, to show them that there was another way. But for now, he watched, waiting for the moment when his journey would truly begin. The battle of temperaments raged on, each collision more intense than the last. Lithium, rubidium, cesium, all the alkali metals entered the fray, their energies clashing with the halogens, forging new bonds, but also threatening to tear apart the balance of the cosmos. And each time they collided, the universe trembled, the stars shuddered, and the future of the elemental realms became ever more uncertain. Yet despite the chaos, something new was born from the conflict. For in their reactions, in the violent exchange of energy, the elements began to realize their potential. The alkali metals, though reactive, found strength in their bonds. And the halogens, though volatile, gained power through their ability to claim what others had given. The universe was evolving, shaping itself through the chaos, through the clashing of temperaments. But this was only the beginning, for as the elements discovered their power, a new force was stirring in the darkness, one that would challenge them all. And as the alkali metals and halogens continued their battle, far away in the distant reaches of space, something ancient and powerful began to awaken, a force that would bring them all to their knees. The battle is far from over. The universe still trembles with the energy of the elements, their destinies intertwined, their powers growing. But soon they will face a challenge greater than any they have ever known. And when that time comes, only the strongest bonds will survive. For now, the universe waits, and so does hydrogen, the first element whose journey is only just beginning. Join us next time as we explore the rise of the transition metals and the forging of a kingdom built on strength, resilience, and the power of creation.